Hello everyone, Daniel Kerr here. Okay, today I'm going to talk to you about some advanced techniques for making good waves, synth waves that are easily looped, that are rich and beautiful for your ES2, and this applies to the ESX as well. Years ago, the guy from Carolina Audio, he kind of clued me in that if you took any sample, didn't matter what it was, from a car crash to water to a synthesizer to a horn section, a human voice, it doesn't make any difference. If you made it exactly 675 samples long and looped it, you would get a perfect C. Okay, the number is actually 674, and that's based on the samplers that we've been using, sampling at 44.1 kilohertz, right? With 48K, it's different. There's a chart actually that shows you how many samples you need to loop to get different notes, and you can find that in the description. Okay, one of many things that are going to be in the description. But let's just test that out and see how that works. Okay, right now I have a sample of my friend Anna. We did a song last Christmas together, Carol of the Bells, and she's a great singer. But here I have a tiny snippet of her voice. Listen.
Christmas is here.
Indeed it is, almost. Nonetheless, what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim a little bit of the start point of this off so that we can get to a spot right in the middle of her voice. Listen.
Christmas is here.
Okay, that's good. That's 20,000 increments in, 20,000 samples in the start point. So that means that I need the end point to be, it needs to be 20,674 samples. Okay, and then I'm going to loop that as low as we can, which is right back to 20,000. So here is the sample looped. Is that a C? Yes, it is a C, and I have my tuner. Turn it on, and yes, C. Okay. So the problem with that is that I just basically made a oscillator, a single cycle wave, and it's looped and it's in C, and that's great, and you can get some incredible results with just that. That's a very, very handy, helpful tool. But let's just say that because it's 674 samples and it's looped, it's a perfect C. I should be able to go to 1,348 samples, which is double that, and that should be C as well. So let's test this out. Okay. Oh, 1,348. Okay, now let's listen. Is that a C still? Let's find out. No, it's not. It is a slightly flat E note, E3, okay? The problem is that my source material was not a C. Okay, as you get to bigger and bigger increments that are looped, the source material starts to actually play much, much deeper into what the sound is. So what we need to do is we need to make sure 1,348, that's not a C. It should be a C. So if you double that again, we're talking about 2,696, that should also be a C, but that will make it even more out of tune because, again, the source material is not a C. So what I got going on here, and I have myself a copy of FM Metal. This is a free FM synth that you can get. I got mine from VSTs for free, I think, or something like that, but it's an amazing sounding synth. Here, listen. It's got lots and lots of harmonics and lots of stuff. You can mess around with stuff a little bit. Let me just show you. That's the wave shape. Modulation pitch. Yeah, and then it has a random button. This X. Watch. Okay, that's a good one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in a rack. I'm going to group these. You can use any DAW. I'm just going to throw some things down together just to try to get a really rich tone. So I'll go to my instruments and I'll go to Serum. I'll drag Serum down into the rack with the FM metal. And now listen. Okay, I'll go to some Serum presets. I've got tons of them. I'll throw this thing, says Complextro 2. I don't even know what it sounds like. Let's find out. Kind of weak. Let's go forward a couple until we find a good one. Okay, that one sounds rich and beautiful, and the two of these two together, that's a really solid tone. Okay, so let's just play a C note. Okay, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to render this down to a wave, and I'm going to throw 2 copies of it into the ES2, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and now I have rendered 2 copies of the same wave, and I've loaded them into the ES2, and here's what they sound like, untreated. Yep, and that's what it is, and that's a C, as we know. So I'm going to take the first one, and I'm going to loop it for 674 samples. So I go to sample edit, and I go to the endpoint, and just pull the whole thing back to 674. Now we all know that that's going to be a C because we've already tested that out, but how much of that wave, how much is it actually going to sound like that wave that we just made? We'll find out. And here it is. That's almost perfect. All right, almost perfect. Now it just goes on forever, though. Listen. All right. So we will leave that one alone. I'll write it. Okay. And actually, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back and I'm going to double 674 into 1348. 1348. Now listen. It's got more of that original tone that we made. It's richer. It's got more of those harmonics and more of the nuances and transients that come with actually like a larger wave. All right. I'm going to double this again. I'm going to make it 2696. Now listen. It's still looped perfectly. In fact, now at this, it sounds exactly like the other one. The beautiful thing about this is because we are in because this unit, both of the ESX and ES2 samples at 44.1 kilohertz, as long as you stay among these values, your loops will be just about perfect unless there's a lot of evolution in the patch, which then it's going to sound strange. But you can even use that to a certain extent. Let me double this again. Let's see, 2696 times 2 is 40, 52, 5380, 5392. Let's listen again. Still perfectly looped. Let's see, 10,600, 10,784. 10,784. Let's listen. Still almost perfect. 20,000. Let's see. 21,400, 21,568. little bit of a clip there. Anyway, so that's what you want to do. You want to make a bunch of basses. In this unit right now, I have a bunch of basses. I actually have a set that's up on eBay of 50 of these basses that I've made, and this is what they sound like right here. Let me find them. I use this thing constantly. Okay, listen. Let's see. Let's go to keyboard. Anyway, that gives you an idea of what's in there. There's 50 of these basses, and you can nab them up for $4 on eBay, which is practically nothing. Took me, I don't know, probably 3 hours to put this thing together. So yeah, check that out. Also, make sure that you grab a copy of that chart that I put down in there, which I nabbed from an online source. Should probably remember where my sources are. I can't remember. I'll try to update it, but it's a free source. It was from some university website, but it does give you all the values for different sampling rates and how many samples it takes to reach specific notes in pretty much every octave. So yeah, make sure you grab that as well. And just as a bonus, I'm going to go ahead and give away some weird sound design waves that I made recently using Ableton's Corpus and some of my synthesizers, hardware synthesizers. So yeah, there's a little freebie in there as well. I hope everybody's enjoying their ES2 and still enjoying their ESX, and I hope everybody is being blessed. I'll talk to you guys soon.